Hey y'all, this is the Yarn Everywhere podcast, and this is episode 19. And I'm going to dive right in and show y'all what I am working on. I have a little bit of knit projects and a little bit of crochet projects, and I wasn't thinking this morning when I finished one of my crochet whips. So I was like, I have notes here and I had to like draw arrows real quick and shuffle it to the finish section so I wouldn't forget. So I'm going to show y'all what I'm working on. I'm going to start out with the socks. Oh my goodness, y'all. So it's looking like I may end up just having one sock. I'm just kidding. I'm determined. I am determined to have a pair of socks. But I I got done with the heel and this is the thing. I don't need to be knitting late at night when I'm tired. Like when I first sit down in the evenings, it's like I need to give myself permission to knit. And then when my brain gets tired, I either one need to go to bed or two, I need to switch to crocheting. So I don't know what happened, but I got to I don't really know. I have to look at the pattern because I don't remember the parts. I got to the heel turn part and I got almost finished and I don't know what happened. So I had to frog. And so look, it's the itty bitty little sock again. I've started on the cuff again. And do y'all see that amazing stitch marker? The Monstera leaf. My friend Danielle over at a Naughty Habit Designs makes these, and she just added these to her Etsy shop. So I will post a link below after the video. Um, and I'm obsessed with her stitch markers. They're so pretty. So, anyways, this is my most challenging whip. I am proud that I did learn the magic loop though. If you are new to knitting or you've been knitting and you haven't learned the magic loop and you're like me that like, look, I don't want to learn another technique, it's really not that bad. Like it's so much easier once you do it than it is watching like videos and trying to figure it out. It's really easy. So I kind of am kicking myself for putting that off too long, but I'm stubborn. So here we go. All right, so that is my most challenging whip. But so far, I haven't given up. Like sometimes, like I'm the type of person I don't like to frog. And I will just be like, forget it. I'm just gonna do something else. And I'm still enjoying it. So um, and then this is I think I've already showed y'all this sock. This is one that I was working on until I got that yarn in. This is with some of my hand-dyed yarn. And again, it's just an itty bitty little cuff, but I can't wait to finish that set so I can start on another set. And I'm using DK weight. And I love the feel of sock weight yarn, but I'm waiting to do a couple of DK um DK socks before I even try to attempt using sock weight. And the way that it's going, it's look like it's probably going to be like year 2025 before I attempt my first sock with sock weight yarn. So here we are. Hey, Christy. They're really not bad. There's just a couple of areas that there's a little hiccups. And the other part of the whole knitting thing is that if I drop a stitch, I don't really know how to fix it. And for me to try to figure out how to fix it, it's quicker for me to just to frog the entire thing than it is for me to try to figure out how to fix it. Or like if I get turned around or something like that, like sometimes it's just easier to frog, but I really do need to learn how to like fix my errors. So that's part of my reason why knitting socks is a little harder for me, but they're so much fun. Like I need y'all to come to the sock side. I need more people to talk to about socks. Yay, Danielle is crocheting socks. Yay. And I have more about socks coming soon. Once I get through my whips. So my longest project is this lovely Copland shawl. Oh, okay. I was like, I'm a little scared because I have a needle that has nothing on it, but it's all fallen down. Whew, y'all. Because I was like, if this gets frogged, I would probably cry. Like, yeah. So I'm really excited about this. Like, it's just getting so big. There we go. I'm really, really excited about this because this is my first time attempting to dye a fade set. Um, and I'm I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I think it's really pretty, but I feel like the speckled part is just a little bit off. I don't know. Maybe it complements it well. Once it's finished and I can see it kind of like laid out, I may like it more. But it's not ugly. I mean, I think it's pretty. It's just, you know how it just goes differently in your mind? It went differently in my mind. But I'm not disappointed. It's just it's not what I thought it was gonna be. Um, ooh, thank you, Christy. Christy says that Marley Bird has some great supposedly has some great tutorials for picking up drop stitches. I'm gonna be stalking her. So I will check her out. All right, what other whips do I have? I think that's all except for because I finished my other ones, so I'll be showing you those next. And of course, I'm still working on this pattern design. I'm hoping to have this done, the pattern tested before I go to the yarn crawl in Arkansas. There's an Arkansas yarn crawl going on in July, and my friend Lori at Arkansas Yarn Co. has invited me to be a part of that. So I'm super excited. And I'm actually designing this with her yarn. So I'm hoping to get it done. And that way I can have it on display at the yarn shop. How fun. It was so funny when I told her I was designing with her yarn. She was like, "Oh, I would love to have it on borrow and have it on display in the yarn shop." And I'm like, "Sure." And I'm thinking, if I send it to her and she wants to put it on display, I wonder if she would weave in the ends for me. How mad would you be if somebody sent you a finished whip and they had to weave in the ends? I would not do that to somebody, but I just think I'm hilarious, and it just made me feel better about the whole weaving in the ends. I will say I'm very impressed, and I feel like I need to be rewarded. I did weave in the ends up to this point. Like, I'm not lying. I didn't tuck them. Look, I don't know what came over me. Honestly, sitting there, I was supposed to be crocheting, and the next thing I know, I have weaved before I knew it, I had weaved in that many ends. And of course, when I realized what I was doing, I was like, "Oh no, girl. We don't we don't do that." So, but I do think I'm going to have to just have moments like that and just do a little bit at a time so um it won't be so much at the end. Also, has anybody ever used a lunchbox for a project bag? Pretty impressed. I got this in part of a subscription box, and it's Kate Spade. Like, how cute. Um, and it sat in my pantry forever, and I'm like, I don't go anywhere to pack a lunch. So I was like, ooh, I could use it as a project bag, and I love it. Missy says she will cross me over to the dark side of weaving in the ends. Yay! Christy, I thought the same thing about turning the ends into fringe, but then there's the other side, and I don't know. I don't think it would be a bad thing. I may end up doing one with some fringe, but I'm just not a fringy girl. Okay. I believe that's all my whips. That's all the ones that I can find anyways. So now I'm going to show y'all what I have finished. Super excited about this one, and I can't say much about it because there's something coming soon and I'll be able to talk more about it probably next month, but I finished the basket. Okay, so I was trying to be lazy. I think I talked about this last week. I was trying to be lazy, and I didn't want to double up the yarn, but it kind of made a sad little basket. So I'm glad that I doubled up the yarn, and it's super, super pretty. So this is my sunshine basket, and I'm loving basket bottoms. So I have more on this coming soon, but I finished it, and now I just need to type the pattern up and get it into testing and all of the fun things. And then I'm back to binge crocheting. As you can see, I haven't weaved in the end. So I have a whole process. When I'm like binge crocheting, Um, I don't weave in the ends and then I'll stack them up and then I'll weave them all in at one time. So that way I know I didn't miss the one in the middle because I don't want anybody getting one of these and, discovering that part and then after that I add the tags to them. And I sell these at a local nutritional tea shop. These are my sunshine iced coffee or tea cozies. This is I love this cotton in the color brights, like my favorite cotton colorway ever. Absolutely love it. I just love the colors. Y'all already know I'm all about some like bright colors, and it just screams summertime to me. And then this is the same brand, and this is City Beats. Love it. And then I feel like they have somebody that works for them that is a little bit like me that just gives up sometimes when it comes to naming things because this yarn is called like purple, green, and blue or something like that. I was like, so we have City Beats and we have Brights and then we got purple, green, and blue. But this is another one that is quickly becoming my favorite. And then I've got another City Beats one. And then my goal is to have 5 of them made and then I'm going to drop them off at the tea shop. Usually I do 10, but I started knitting socks and here we are. But she had my friend text me the other day and be like, "Hey, we're out. Can you run some more up here?" So, I was like, "Of course." I really enjoy making them, so it's not that big of a deal, but socks. Let me see. Let me look at my list. That's all the stuff that I finished. Almost finished another sock, but yeah, stuff happened. Um, so I don't have much new stuff to show y'all, but I got my Stitch Marker Club in. It's like my little happy mail. And the theme is red, white, and blue this month. And I'm not gonna lie, I am digging the stitch markers. I think this one's turned around. Yes, look. America. I'm really liking. It's so weird, y'all. The camera's backwards. I'm really liking that little flag. And I'm kind of liking that one too. Pretty cute. And then there were some super cute buttons. Red, white, and blue. And then an adorable patch that has a llama on it. Super cute. So that is the Stitch Marker Club from the Hooking Reader, and I really, really enjoy getting her packages every month. She always has some super cute stitch markers, and then she has some like extra goodies, and everything's usually on theme and just super cute. And I can never have enough stitch markers. Another thing that is new is Furls Crochet come out with a streamline metal hook. So you know what? I don't have any streamlines. I don't have my hook case in here. So y'all know that I am all about the Odysseys. I love the Odysseys because I prefer metal tipped yarns or tipped hooks for most of the yarns that I work with. But I have always loved the shape of the streamlines and just the way that they fit in my hand. But they're resin hooks. And the only time I use them is if I'm using like blanket yarn because they seem to like each other better than metal and blanket yarn. Anyways, so when I got this in the mail, I squealed because I love it. This is a size J hook, which I usually don't go that high. So I haven't actually like made a project with it, but I have whipped up a few like little swatches. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm really, really liking this. The verdict is still out if I like it more than I like Odysseys. I did order an H and an I hook, and I plan on doing like a swatch with the same yarn in an Odyssey and in the metal streamline to see. So hopefully by the next podcast, I will have that done. And so y'all can see, and then I'll have more to say about it. But I really, really do love the feel of it. And it works really well with, so far I've only used my hand-dyed yarn with it, but it works really well with my hand-dyed yarn. So I had to show y'all that. Hey, Lisha. Danielle, you're making baskets too? Oh, fun. Um, Danielle says she saw a business that was specifically weaving in your ends on IG. Oh my gosh, I I need their information. I just send them everything. Oh goodness. Okay. So, on to yarn news. Um s- if you're in my yarn club, you're not going to be surprised by any of this. But I forgot to send out an email and I really feel bad, but sometimes I forget to have an email list. So, I'm sorry. I'm gonna start out. I didn't label these. I meant to label these and have them looking like cute and professional, but we're just gonna pretend, okay? So I have sock sets, y'all. Like I said, y'all have got to come over to the sock side with me. Um, I don't. I'm just. I'm loving it. I'm having so much fun with it. Um, so please forgive me if I get these names backwards, okay? Again, I meant to label them and I forgot. This is, I believe, yes, 80s retro, and this is sock weight. You can order it in DK weight too if you want, and then it comes with a 20-gram mini. And I just decided to just go with this blue color. Y'all, I wish the camera would do this blue color justice because it's not like okay, on my end, it looks like a flat blue, even in pictures. I mean, it's a pretty blue, but y'all, it's brighter than that. Like I don't know. It's like a brighter pretty blue. It's not as flat as it's coming across. So it's just such a pretty combo. Um, so you can order these on DK or sock weight. And the reason I don't have worsted weight is because I don't have any of the worsted weight minis. But if you're a worsted weight person and you're like, girl, you've got me curious about socks, but I am not using DK weight and I'm not using sock weight, let me know. And I will put up a listing just so you can get the yarn color to make worsted weight socks. And all of the sock sets will come with a PDF of recommended patterns. There's going to be a mixture of free and or free and paid patterns, crochet, knit patterns, and then different weights as well. So there's like something for everybody on there. So I'm super excited about that. This is one set. This is the 80s retro. Y'all, I think I've already shown y'all this yarn last week. I'm obsessed with pink. Y'all already know this. And then 80s dance party. Love it. And it comes with a mini. And then there's the birthday party yarn. So it is the Yarn Club's, this is worsted weight. So it is the Yarn Club's second birthday. And I decided to celebrate by offering birthday party colorway. And I'm obsessed. You already know. Speckles, they're life. So there's several options for the birthday party yarn. There's the sock set. And then I also have mystery bags. And y'all, I dyed this on every yarn weight that I have. Seriously. I have a problem. And I'm not sad about it. All right, I just showed you the sock weight. So here it is on DK weight. Look at them speckles. I wonder if I move this down just a little. Nope. Bulky weight. And y'all, I have decided, it's kind of a hard decision, but I have decided I'm going to be phasing out my bulky weight yarn. I just don't sell much of it. And I feel like I've gotten people kind of like smaller yarn weights. So it'll just help me be able to have more of other weights in stock that are actually moving. So this is the bulky weight base. And y'all, this is that 2-ply bulky weight it's my favorite. It is so, so soft. It's like if you like bulky weight yarn and you kind of like the single ply bulky, it's like the best of both worlds. So love this base. Very limited quantities on this. And then that is not worsted weight. And then I have it on worsted weight, of course. I think I will always, always have worsted weight. So this is birthday party. And I'm impatiently waiting to cake one of these up so I can make something with it. I can't decide what I make. Of course, part of me wants to make some socks, and I'm like, Nikki, really? Like, part of me, I really need to like crochet something with it, because we see how far I'm getting with knit socks. It's not. It's not really going anywhere. Oh, so I didn't finish what I was talking about. I saw yarn and lost my mind. Okay. So I have mystery bags. The mystery bag will come with the weight you choose. So there's bulky, DK, worsted, and sock weight. And then there'll be a mystery goodie item in there. Some of the goodie items are previous goodies from my Yarn Club boxes. If you are a Yarn Club member, I try my very, very best to pick from the goodie bin of something that you haven't gotten yet. Or if it's something that you've already received, you wouldn't mind getting it again. So I really tried to do that. And if you're a Yarn Club member, you have the option to order any of these and add them to your Yarn Club box with no extra shipping, but it's not the mystery bag option. It's just the yarn. It was just so much easier for me, I'm sorry, to do the mystery bags separate. So Yarn Club members, you'll have some options there. So those are the two new things that I have in the yarn shop this week. And again, everything is pre-order. And the reason I do pre-order is so I'm not using up a bunch of yarn. Like if I dye a bunch of worsted weight yarn, but then everybody wants like DK or sock or something like that. I feel like with pre-orders, you can get what you want. Like you can pre-order it. It takes a little bit longer, but something's not selling out and you miss, the yarn weight that you want. So that's why I tend to do pre-orders for things like this. Let me see what other yarn news. So Yarn Club, it's boho month and I have already named one of the colorways. I'm really into naming the colorways like funny names. Y'all already know I love to laugh. So I started that back in March. And if I could keep being creative with it and come up with funny yarn names for it, I think that's what I'm gonna start doing in the Yarn Club because it just, I don't know, adds more fun to it. So the name is As Earthy as I Will Go. Um, I had so many different phrases in my head, but they were all so long. And like, this is the shortest that I could come up with. But basically, I know boho, like you think earthy and neutrals and things like that, which means probably brown. And without saying too much, this colorway is as earthy as I will go. So, and it was the second colorway that I dyed for this month. And I loved it so much, I dyed another batch of it. I'm obsessed. It's really pretty, and I'm hoping that I'm gonna have enough extra that I can keep. I'm thinking I'm gonna keep DK weight, and I'm probably gonna keep a couple of them because I think I wanna make a big project with it. That I'm that obsessed with it. So I think y'all are gonna love it. The first colorway that I did for the Yarn Club this month, um, it's definitely out of my comfort zone. I did not like it. I twisted it up yesterday and it's growing on me, but it's definitely boho. I'm feeling like vintage boho, but I'm not going to say anything else because I don't want to ruin the surprise for any of my Yarn Club members, but I had to talk it out. I just had to get that out. Last thing in yarn news, and then I will move on. So I am collecting yarn that I can over dye. For some reason, this color, this like really light pale aqua color, never sells for me. Every once in a while it will sell, but I keep dyeing it. I'm like, Nikki, really? So I'm going to be over dyeing this. And I have a couple of these. So this is in the over dye pile. I kind of think I'm just going to throw them in a pan and speckle over them and then maybe do a glaze. So with the glaze, what I usually do is like a darker color that's really, really diluted. And I'll already have a good bit of water in the pan. And then I'll pour the water in there so that it's diluted even more. And it just gives it, like it darkens the color. And I kind of like that technique. I rarely do it. So I think that would be really pretty with some like maybe bright speckles and then do maybe like a darker purple glaze or blue or pink. I don't know, or a darker teal. So we'll see. That's my idea right now. So what I'm going to do is I will set up probably an event on Facebook and give y'all a couple day notice so y'all can join in and help me decide how to over dye stuff. So those are 2 that I have in there. I also have this teal. I wasn't sure of a teal color I wanted. And I also have this teal color, and there's a couple of spots, which I mean, I like tonals and I like it sometimes when it has, now I lost it. When it has some like whiter or cream colored spots. There we go. See, I actually like that because it really adds depth to your project, but it wasn't what I wanted for what I was dyeing it for. So it went in the over dye pile. And then I have another like sweet aqua that is going to be over dyed. And then this is one that I've over dyed before, and it sat in my yarn shop. Nobody wanted it. It needs a home. No, I'm just kidding. So I think I'm going to over dye it again. And I can't decide again if I want to do speckles or if I want to do, I'm thinking a dark purple. I'm all about purple right now. So we'll see. And then I have some Valentine yarn from from February. And these have been sitting in my yarn shop. They're still in the yarn shop. So if you're like, girl, do not over dye them, save them. This is called Must Be Love. And it's been sitting in there since February. And y'all, I usually don't let yarn sit in there that long. So I'm definitely thinking I'm going to over dye these. I don't know if I'm going to just speckle a bunch of random colors or what. So y'all let me know what you think. I don't know. I keep giving them the side eye, like, so I can't decide if I want to over dye or if I just want to keep them and make something with them because I really do love this color. It's so pretty. Missy, you're so funny. Oh, thank you. I love that you love the names. I need to get in the yarn club and look at the giveaways. I got in there the other night and looked at a couple of the comments, but one of the giveaways this month is for yarn club members to drop a colorway name suggestion for boho month. So I read some of them and I was cracking up. So I can't wait to get in there and look at them because they were pretty good. Let me see. I think that is all of the yarn news. Danielle says keep them. I know. I'm kind of thinking that too. But wouldn't it be cool to over dye it too? Maybe I could do one. Maybe I could keep one and over dye the other one. I don't know. I have another. Do I? Or did I sell it? No, I think I sold it. I used to have a colorway called Barbie, and it was a hot pink. I moved my yarn stash, and I don't know what I did with it. But this would be really cute. I think I lied. Oh, no, maybe not. I was thinking I could pair those together. I don't know. Oh, so many decisions. So maybe I will keep one. We'll see. We'll see. I think that is all the yarn news that I have today. And yeah, that's all I got. Now I have to go outside and wash up the yarn that I dyed yesterday. I really kind of wish that I would have washed it up this morning when I first got up because it's like supposed to be mid 80s today. So it's going to be hot. And I have a table set up on my back porch where I wash yarn. And in the afternoons, the sun's shining on me. So it's going to get real hot real quick. But it's okay. I will survive. So I'm going to move on to momentum moments. And I think I want to leave y'all with the encouragement of don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. And I may have said this before. I know I say it all the time, but it's so true. Like I wish somebody would have told me this 10 years ago. Because getting out of your comfort zone, oh my goodness, like there's so much fun stuff to find and you learn so much about yourself too. So I think the key to stepping out of your comfort zone is keeping an open mind and trusting yourself that like, hey, if I have this goal in mind and I don't reach this goal, It's okay because I'm gonna learn something and then I'll try again. So that's something I have to tell myself all the time because I do tend to get stuck in my comfort zone. It's nice here. Um, but I have yet to regret getting out of my comfort zone and trying new things. Lots of times there's lessons there and I'm just like, okay, I'm not doing that again. But by knowing what I don't like, it's opening the door to things that I know I will like. And okay, I don't want to, go over here. I don't want to try this, but now I can take my focus off this and try something else new. Um, so don't let the what ifs hold you back because you're never going to regret trying something. I feel like when we look back, like we regret the things we didn't try and the things that we didn't do way more than we'll ever regret trying something. And this is even, this is in your crocheting, this is in your knitting, this is in your life. This is if you wanted to, start a handmade business and you're just like, well, what if it doesn't work? What if it, all of this. And I know I have let that hold me back from so many things in my life. So the last thing I want to say is start with what you know. Like, what do you know about yourself? Like when I was going to learn to knit, I had all of these what ifs. Well, what if I buy knit needles and I buy this and I just cannot grasp, I'm just not going to be able to do it. Then I could donate the knit needles, send them to a friend, and now I know that knitting is not for me. But you can also flip that. Like, what if I end up loving it? What if I end up being crazy about knitting socks? But so what I ended up doing is I start with what I knew. Okay. Well, at one point I didn't know how to crochet and I taught myself with YouTube and Google. And I knew that like by looking at a book, it was not easy for me to learn that I needed visual. I needed like somebody moving and I needed a video to show me, how to do it. So start with what you know that you can learn. And then keep an open mind and the sky's the limit. So that is the momentum moment for today. And I hope that y'all have an awesome day. And until next week, happy crocheting. Bye, y'all.